Hey there, everybody. Welcome to this latest edition of Mastering MarketScale Studio. I'm going to be your host for this one today. I'm John Baer, Director of Platform Engagement here at MarketScale. And let me tell you, folks, I'm really excited to host this session of Mastering MarketScale Studio here today. If you have never joined a session of Mastering MarketScale Studio, you've come to the right place, folks. This is very much an introductory course. And our goal here in this course is to help to make sure to cover off on the key components of MarketScale Studio that you need to be successful if you're just diving right into it for the first time, or if you've been in it a bunch of times before. I like for these sessions to be really interactive with my partners, so I really hope that you guys ask a lot of questions in the chat or the Q&A. I will tailor this session to answer your questions. We're going to use all of our 30 minutes plus an extra one here just in case. So please do feel free to pop into those comments and leave any questions at all. To get us started, if you guys could go ahead and just kind of let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm very interested to know where about the country or where about the world our partners are tuning in from here today. And otherwise, so I can help to kind of tailor from the start. Can you guys leave like a 1 to 10 rating for yourself? Not a rating, just a 1 to 10 on how comfortable you are working in the platform. One being, super new, haven't really used it too much, maybe not at all, but I want to learn. And then 10 being, I've been here a bunch of times before, but feel like I can always learn something new or just have a refresher. That'll help me to tailor this thing a little bit and make sure that I can help to make this as impactful for you as I possibly can. I have a little presentation aid that I'd like to go ahead and throw up on stage to get us started here. This is just an opportunity for us to be able to, all kind of cover off on the key value of decentralized media as a starting place for us to be able to, have a really focused conversation about the value of using market scale to be able to build and engage communities. I know I had just mentioned this is really very much a feature overview in this particular Mastering Market Scale Studio. Call it a 101 course to be successful in the platform. And if you have any questions, please do feel free to pop them into this chat. But otherwise, let's talk a little bit about where we've been in the past, because there's no really good focused conversation about the decentralized media creation as a concept without thinking about where we've been in the past. And the key takeaway I have from talking about traditional marketing, we talk about something like a blog or something like an infographic, is those things are really successful in their own way. But what they require is we're taking expertise and we are repackaging it. So I can take a thought leader and expert's ideas and I can write it into a blog, or I can turn it into an infographic. That removes the expert from the equation. It's literally divorcing the expertise from them. When people make media and people engage with media today, it's a very, very different landscape. Uh, the rise of TikTok or Insta Reels or YouTube Shorts is highly indicative that people's tastes and the way they want to engage with media are changing quite a bit. People want to engage with short form, snappy video content. And then I throw Taylor Swift up here because she does this probably better than anybody else in the world. Uh, when was the last time you saw Taylor Swift make a marketing video or an advertisement? I can't think of a single one. Uh, but Taylor Swift's community is as engaged and interested in what's going on in the world of the Swifties as any community out there. And one key hallmark of it is that Swifties make a ton of media. If you go on Instagram, for example, and you type in Taylor Swift or Eras Tour, you are going to see thousands and thousands of videos of Swifties, maybe at the concert or after it or before it, who are hyped up about being a member of this community, and they are making media and they are at tagging and they are sharing and they are hashtagging around this community and they're building so much momentum. And I ask the question, why shouldn't B2B businesses be able to do the same thing? Uh, when we talk about why this works, it's really pretty intuitive when you think about it, right? I'll focus in on these last two statistics here, and there's a litany of these. Find them online as well. We talk about video being the number one form of media, but I don't know if y'all knew this. Consumers are 2.4 times, almost 2.5 times more likely to view user-generated content as authentic as compared to that content created by a brand. When you take all of these things together, short form videos being things most people are interested in. User generated content being the most impactful way to be viewed as authentic. The best brands in the world, like Taylor Swift or other musicians, like the Jonas Brothers or like Post Malone, or hell, Jimmy Buffett for that matter. Um, why shouldn't B2B businesses be able to take advantage of what B2C audiences clearly know so well, which is short form community generated video content is the best way to be able to build and engage community. If you take it a step further for a B2B audience, we here at MarketScale want to ask the question, why should not B2B communities be able to flourish when those experts who traditionally have had to give the bullet points to the writer to go and make a blog can become the creator? Why can't the expert explain a topic? So our mission here is to empower those experts to become creators in their communities. We've built the platform for community generated content here at MarketScale, and we call that MarketScale Studio. And that background serves to set the stage for a really tremendous shift in the way that you can utilize media creation. You can grow your communities. You can engage them to become fans. You can turn your experts into creators and remove the barriers between the expert and the consumer in your audience, and your B2B audience, who wants to know what that expert has to say universally. So I am going to go ahead and throw MarketScale Studio up on the stage here in just a moment so that we can kind of start talking through a little bit about how the platform can be utilized. We're going to cover off on three key items in the MarketScale platform here today. Namely, we are going to cover off there we are. Namely, we're going to cover off on the record, the upload, and the request features to help to get y'all started in mastering MarketScale Studio. In MarketScale, in the platform, you're able to do a lot of different things, but there's two key distinctions in the areas that you need to know. The first one is the media creation pane up here on the top, and this is where you're going to do all of your creating. So the record button, the upload button, and the request button are all right here, and we'll get to those in just a moment. But otherwise, when you log into MarketScale, what you'll be able to find is your home feed where you can find all of the great media that you or your team have been creating already in various different statuses and stages. And so I like to call everything below media creation the collaboration section of the MarketScale platform. And within the collaboration section, you can do a whole lot of really powerful stuff. But to get us started here, I'm actually going to pivot over and I'd like to show you a great example of the MarketScale platform in action so that we can show how we would go about using this first tool, which is the record tool. Now, we have Dr. Leslie Samuel in our network here at MarketScale. He is a founder of Interactive Biology. You can see here that Leslie went ahead and popped open the record feature of MarketScale to be able to give his 2 cents in a soundbite on this recent piece of news that hit a little earlier this year that biologists figured out how to generate new neurons in the adult brain. If you know anything about neurobiology, it's not something that's ever happened before. And if anybody's ever had a family member or somebody they know impacted by Alzheimer's or dementia, uh, this news speaks for itself. It's tremendous that we've figured out a way to do this. Now, as the founder of Interactive Biology, this is something directly related to what Leslie is passionate about in the B2B community. So he jumped into MarketScale and he recorded this soundbite. It's just him speaking to the camera and talking about this news and a couple of different ways this could positively impact patients and change the biological community. Um, Inside 24 hours, we had this edited, polished soundbite with great music and cool graphics and awesome B-roll uploaded into the MarketScale platform. He posted it here on the MarketScale Sciences publication, and he was able to immediately engage his community. And he ended up generating something like five-figure hits over the course of a 3-day period. So a really tremendous example of what you can do with the record feature of MarketScale. And so I'm going to show you how to do it right now. Now, the one thing I need to do before I do, and it's a good note to make for anybody who's jumping into MarketScale for the first time, is this is a web-based recording platform. What that means is if your camera is being used by anything else, your camera won't turn on inside of MarketScale. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera in this edge session just for a minute. And I'm going to go ahead and fire up the record button here. Now you can see it just opens up my webcam. Easy as pie. And we do recommend that you try to use Google Chrome if you're using MarketScale, since it's the most effective browser to use with the platform. If that is the case, you can see right up here at the top, you can go ahead and set your permissions to allow for your camera to be utilized and your microphone to be utilized. And once you do that, you should see your camera pop up. And then you can actually double check it right down here. So you can check to make sure you're using the correct webcam. I am, as you can see. You can check to make sure that you've got the right audio source. And I can actually see here my audio is pulling out of the wrong thing. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it over to the right one here. And so now I can see that my audio is coming out of my actual headset instead of out of my camera. So I'm good to go to record. Why don't I go ahead and just jump in here and hit start recording? We'll get our 5, 4, 3, 2 countdown. Make me feel like a rock star. And so here we are at 0. So I am actively recording into the platform right now. And since we are actively recording, why don't we go ahead and like actually create a little soundbite? I'm sure y'all could see it's a little bit of a teaser here. I always like to record a thank you, so we'll dive into it. Thank you, everyone, for attending this latest edition of Mastering MarketScale Studio. I've been your host, John Baer, Director of Platform Engagement here at MarketScale. Thank you all very much for attending this session. If you do have any downstream questions, I'd love for you to have them, and reach out to me to ask them. Please feel free to contact me at John, that's Jon, .Baer, spelled Baer, at marketscale.com, and I'd be more than happy to help you. We'll see you soon. Not too bad. Well, and so as you can see here, I can actually just click the play button and play back my actual ooh, that's a terrible thumb. Not a better thumbnail, but still. So I can play back my video to make sure that I like what I've just laid down. If I do, I can click the submit button. If I don't, I can click the try again button, and it will just literally take me back to that same window where I can click record again. But I'll go ahead and submit this one. So I'll submit it and I'll say thank you as my title for this one. Additional notes. So here would be an opportunity for me to jot down anything that I would like for our editors to take into account when they go to polish this thing up. So um, trim the beginning because I didn't start the sound bite for a few seconds. Clean any stutters or best judgment otherwise. Easy as pie, right? And now finally, I'll go ahead and click on who I'd like to approve my video. Now for a 101 overview of features on MarketScale, getting too deep into the approver is going to exceed the scope of this a little bit. But if you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out to your digital media strategist. He or she would be happy to assist you. For the purposes of this, I'll go ahead and just self-select myself as the approver, and I will submit my media. And just like that, you can see that it's confirmed uploaded. My video titled Thank You has been uploaded to be approved by John Baer. And now I can actually go to this media since I marked myself as the approver. It will process here momentarily and I can go ahead and jump into the collaboration features. So easy as pie, that's recording. And honestly, if y'all understand recording, we're already 85% of the way there. So we'll breeze through this next section on collaboration by showing y'all how to be able to now approve and request and edit. So if I go into the proofing room down here, I'll access the first component to this. And I always recommend for our partners, do everything in proofing in terms of the actual polishing and collaboration for your video. Because from your proofing room here, you're able to access prior versioning and you're able to access timestamped notes. And that is absolutely critical. So I'm going to go ahead and just bump that down here so I don't blow up my eardrums. And if y'all remember, so I didn't actually start on time here. I think I started the soundbite somewhere like right around here-ish. Boom, right here. So cut off everything before here. Now you can see I'm leaving a timestamp at 14 seconds with this feedback to cut off everything before here. Cool. And how about we add my name and title on screen? And how about we have some nice music? And so you can see here as I leave these notes, it's actually just creating a little checklist here. So when our editors get in here, they'll be able to just check these off as they go and say, okay, cool. So I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. And this helps to make collaboration very simple inside of the MarketScale platform. But now that I've got my couple of notes in here, and of course I would do this through the whole thing, I can go ahead and request my edit. And this will pop up a simple form where I can submit information to help make this as easy as possible for our editors to execute quickly. So I've got my video title, For direction, I'm just going to say see additional notes and timestamps. Should be a fun, upbeat thank you video. I can't type today. And the ultimate thing that I like to tell my partners about the video direction section is just tell us what you'd like. The whole idea here is that you can help to just tell us what you want so that our editors can create you a really awesome video. If you have anything specific that you have in mind, make sure that you note it down here. It goes, it's a very, very good note to make. And I just realized, dude, my video could be on right now. I'm gesticulating at the screen. Um, it's a very good note to make that there's always a human on the other end of what's happening in MarketScale. So when you submit this, an editor is going to see this, and he or she is going to help to execute your edit. So as humans, we're not mind readers. So if you have something really specific in your mind, do your best to try to get it down on paper so that we can do the best possible edit for you. Now, in this particular case, I think what I've given here is more than enough. I'm really just trying to make a super simple soundbite video. I will say, let's go ahead and use a little bit of stock footage. You can see here, we've got tags under these if you have a little bit of trouble getting started, but these are just some of the most common things that we see. So in this particular case, I'll say, let's do some establishing shots or maybe aerial drone footage. I'm in Dallas, Texas. So that would be kind of a cool way to start out this video. And then down here, I can go ahead and mark down who I am in terms of my name. And so that'll help for them to execute that note where I said, hey, can you put my name and title on screen? Cool. Anything to cut? So I already made note of this in additional notes. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that here. And then otherwise, best judgment, just in case there's any sort of like stutter, or something. I'll say since I filmed this in landscape, we'll make it landscape. And then otherwise, additional notes and assets is a parting shot. If there's anything you can think that you haven't already said above, or if you do have an additional file, maybe like a graphic or a logo that you'd like to add, go ahead and pop it in here. Additional options kind of exceeds the scope of a 101, but internal video is a good one if you do know for a fact this is going to be used internally, just so we can treat it with a little bit of extra sensitivity. But otherwise, you click that submit button. Bada bing, this video is now successfully submitted. You can see the Domino's pizza tracker has now toggled to in editing. And as soon as this video is done, it will be loaded back in this same link. So you can just sit tight. Somewhere in the next day or two, you're going to see your video come back in here. You'll be able to open it, see your previous version, cross-reference it with your original version, check to make sure everything's looking spiffy. And then otherwise, folks, what I'll do here is I just pause for one moment, is I'm going to take you to one where it's already been completed in the past. And I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. So if I go down to this one from last week, throw this back up. So this is the one that y'all could see. This is my one from last week. So I'll go ahead and jump right back here so you can see my direction. You can see the original version. You can see my additional notes and all of the feedback that I'd given. And now that I can go to the newest version, you can actually see the edited outcome for it. And I'll just let this play in the background. So you can see here, this is a really, really straightforward and simple interface that lets you work autonomously within a closed ecosystem to request your edits, make notes on what you need to see, and then otherwise to be able to then take that version and leave additional comments if needed. So if you did need to do anything else, I can just as easily run this back here and say, add something to the screen here. Or maybe I jump ahead and I say, let's cut to logo sting here. So if I do need to do anything at all, I can just drop those notes in, request my edit again, and then the cycle will continue. So you'll see that version 2 will be popped in here. I can do it again if I need to. Now, ultimately, I should say that we're always going to be working and striving to get these delivered to you as perfect as possible. So this is very much something as an ease of doing business value for our partners that you have access to be able to edit a video. So by all means, try your best to get all of your feedback in there on the first cut so we can get you a usable video on the first version. We want for you to be able to have these videos out in the universe, doing work for you, because that's how you build and engage your community, not by revising a video internally, by posting it and publishing it out there for everybody to see. But this is a really valuable component of the platform in terms of collaboration. So at that point, we've covered off on everything that we need to see to feel comfortable with the collaborative component to this. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into the last two tools that I mentioned here with upload and request. Now, in order to cover upload, the most common use case that we see with this is if you have video that you don't necessarily need to record into MarketScale. Maybe it's already recorded, or maybe you don't have a webcam connection at the time. You're at a trade show, or if you're like Myron, you actually recorded your soundbite in your truck talking about diesel and truck driver shortages as the CEO of Truckonomics. So as you can see, Myron mounted his phone camera on the dashboard of his own truck and gave us a 60-second thought-leading soundbite. Now, the way he gave it to us was by popping into his MarketScale and uploading that clip right here. Now, if you've seen one of these, you've seen them all. This is super easy, and it'll take pretty much any video, audio, or image file. So if you have existing media outside of MarketScale and you want to run it through that same editing process, you can go ahead and just drop it right in here, or you can click Add Files and point to where it lives on your computer. Pro tip, you are also able to upload bulk uploads. So if you had anywhere up to 24 files, you can upload them all together so that they're all tidy, and then editors can help to combine them together. And that is awesome. So I'd like to show you a really, really cool video that we built by doing just that. We actually filmed it here on premise in the MarketScale studios here in Dallas, Texas. So you can see this is me with Daniel Litwin. And this video is very much on the nose. This is called How to Film a Soundbite While You're Out on the Job. So whether you're out on a trade show, or whether you're at an industry event, or maybe visiting a customer site, or if you want to do anything while you're out and about, this is the way that you can do it. You can just film it right there on your phone and then upload those clips directly into MarketScale. And if you feel like you have any questions on how best to go about doing this on mobile, there's a great edu session on Thursday called How to Film on Mobile, fairly on the nose. It'll be hosted by our head of production, Alex LeBlanc. So highly encourage y'all to tune in for that one on Thursday, I believe on Thursday morning. But as you can see here, this is a video that we created by taking 12 video clips here in the office and then uploading them directly into MarketScale, easy as pie. So that'll cover off on the upload. Now, while I'm in here, you can see that this video does live in our Mastering MarketScale Studio Netflix channel. So if y'all have any questions, or if you'd like to review anything that we discussed here today, y'all should feel free to pop into this. I'll go ahead and make this link available to everybody in the chat right now. Oops. And from here, you can access everything from why MarketScale Studio can drive value for your business, to how-tos on all of the different components and a lot of others besides on how to actually use the MarketScale platform, to tips and tricks and more. So y'all feel free to bump into this. But finally, as we come to a close on our Mastering MarketScale Studio session, we have the best for last, the media request. And if you understand how to record into the platform, or how to record out of the platform and upload, then this is going to be a cinch. So the request feature is what allows for you to send a literal media request to anybody, whether it's somebody outside of your organization, whether it's somebody inside of your organization, whether it is an industry expert who is a expert who is in the MarketScale ecosystem and is available to you as part of our partnership. You can send a media request to any of these individuals, and you can ask for them to be able to respond to a prompt. Now, I'll save the industry experts for later, but specifically for colleagues and guests, I'll go ahead and send a media request bulk to all 4 of my colleagues in here: Logan, Matt, Terry, and Victor. Now, I do want to call out, and I'll pivot back over to industry experts. No matter which industry expert you choose, and you can usually just tag to search them according to expertise. So since I'm talking about a thank you video here, I'm going to go ahead and say hospitality, and you can see I've got Calvin, Deanna, Brian, Janelle, Jonathan. All of these people are experts in hospitality, and they would all be able to answer my, thank you video question that I'm planning to pose for these four gentlemen here. So this expert request feature is absolutely killer. By all means, I hope everybody jumps in and uses it a ton. But I'm going to go ahead and send this one to these four guys here on the MarketScale team. And particularly, I just want for everybody to thank folks for attending my edu session for Studio. So this way, everybody will be able to, oh, whoops, I typed that into the wrong prompt field, my bad. So create your own prompt up here. I'll go ahead and just drop that right in here. And so then folks will see this prompt when they go to respond. Finally, all I would do is just click the next button, and then I would mark my approver again, just for the purposes of today. I'm going to self-select myself as the approver and submit this. And now, as you can see, I have a request confirmation that my question, thank folks for attending my edu session for Studio, has just gone out to Logan, Matt, Terry, and Victor. And as a final parting shot here, now every single one of these gentlemen will have received an email notification from me, as well as an in-platform notification from John that's asking for them to respond to this media request. Now, the really cool thing about this is once they have actually received that request via email or via the in-platform notification, they'll actually be able to be taken to a Sol window. And from that window, they'll be able to click on either record or request. And from there, they would just be popped directly into, record or upload. And they'd pop into that same record window we were looking at earlier, or they would pop into that same upload window we were looking at earlier, where they can submit their media. And then we can walk it through that same request, edit, collaborative process. So folks, that's really it. This platform is so easy to use. And just in case it's not completely clear for everybody too, I always want to just make sure to end by saying that y'all have unlimited use of this platform. You can record or upload as many videos, you can submit as many requests, and you can invite as many users through the invite user tab right here in the top right hand corner as you would like to your platform with MarketScale. We are not capping any of these. There's no cap on user licenses. There's no cap on the number of media that you can produce inside of MarketScale. It is unlimited in every category. Unlimited users, unlimited media, unlimited videos. So by all means, feel free to get to using it. But I think that's pretty much going to cover us all for Mastering MarketScale Studio here today, y'all. Thank you very much for your time and attention. I see that we've got a lot of folks who are tuning in from around the world, even if they're not too active in the chat or the questions. I really do appreciate everybody for joining and giving us 30 minutes of your time here to get a little bit better inside of the platform. I know I had mentioned earlier, but just in case you do have any questions downstream, feel free to reach out to your digital media strategist. He or she would be more than happy to help you. I'd also like to point you to a great support resource we have in platform, and this is certainly the best and fastest way to get a hold of support in MarketScale. Just pop open that live chat in the bottom right-hand corner. This is not an AI chatbot, I promise. This is a real living, breathing human being on the other end of this who is ready and waiting to help you out. In fact, I and all of our strategists are manning this platform to be able to help to respond to our customers who are chatting away in here. So this is the best way to get a hold of us quickly. But finally, my email address here is John, that's Jon, period, BAER, at marketscale.com. Again, I've been your host here today. I am a Director of Platform Engagement here at MarketScale. Please do feel free to reach out to me if you've got any questions on the platform, on decentralized media creation, on turning your customers into fans. These are things that I am really passionate about helping our partners with. And by all means, if you got any questions for me, feel free to reach out. But otherwise, again, folks, this has been John at MarketScale. Thank you very much for your time here this afternoon, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Y'all have a good one.